We are ready to go, ready to start the show. Again, what is the good word, everybody? I want to hear from you. Send us your comments on Facebook. I'm live right now, and I can't wait to bring you today's show and dive right in. We have a special guest, Dr. Peter. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. He might have to slap me if I don't get it right. You get permission to if I butcher this name up. Warchaluk, I hope I've said it right. He is the chief veterinarian over at the Touhy Animal Hospital. And with summer around the corner, warm weather here, it's spring still, folks, not summer yet, but it's warm weather and it's going to be a great weekend. We want to make sure your pets are well taken care of, and we want to check in with the Touhy Animal Hospital and see how they have, taken care of our pets during this COVID time, how they've adjusted their business and the animal hospital and caring for all of our wonderful pets here in Park Ridge. So what's the good word, everybody? Welcome. Today is Thursday, May 21st. Today, typically, is the day when the veterans, the American Legion Post 247 here in Park Ridge, sells those poppies. This is the kickoff of Memorial Day weekend. Starts with today. Usually the veterans have been traditionally selling those poppies. And those poppies, I've been told by the officer, the head officer over at the American Legion. Let me pull my notes up here. Here we are. Give me one moment. John Prochenska. A lot of tricky names today. Maybe Dr. Peter can help me with that. Dr. John Prochaska. Oh, geez. You know, I had it right earlier. He's the officer of the American Legion 247. John Prochanska. I'm going to get it. It's going to come out of my mouth very easily in a few moments. It just takes me some time. I have a tricky time with those Polish names. Sorry, guys. So we are checking in on Facebook here. Bob is with us. Hi, Bob. Gina's here. Thank you guys for tuning in. What's the good word? So as I was starting to tell you, today, traditionally, the American Legion Post here in Park Ridge has started selling poppies. Now, you may have seen them. They're little red flowers, poppy, and you can attach them to your lapel. Men have done that traditionally, or just put them on your desk to remind you of Memorial Day and all those that have served and fought for our freedoms, which recently some people are saying, hey, what happened to our freedom during this COVID? And so we don't know. We're in the process. We're not going to get into any political things, but it really does make you appreciate the freedoms that we do enjoy, and we will continue to. So these men that have served, there's about, I'm just checking in with my notes with John. We had a conversation not too long ago over Veterans Day in November. And, I pulled up the wrong notes. That's why I'm struggling here to find it. So anyway, traditionally they've sold poppies today to kick off Memorial Day weekend, and they're not going to be able to do that because the majority of the men in the veterans or the American Legion are most vulnerable. So they're not out and about as they normally would be to sell these poppies. And these poppies are used, the funds raised from selling the poppies, sometimes people throw a quarter in, a nickel, a dime, but they do get significant contributions over the weekend, something of about $2,000 every year. And that money is used, I'm told by John, that the money is used to support the events that take place at the Hines Veteran Hospital. So monthly events like birthday parties for our veterans, gifts, cakes, all of that stuff adds up. And so the poppy sales do help with that. So I want to ask all of my Facebook friends to help me out with this one. Can you guys do that? Can you support the American Legion Post 247's poppy sales that are not going to be taking place this year? Could I ask you to donate $1? Can we get 1,500 people to donate $1? I think we can do that. We have 40,000 people here in Park Ridge. I think we could do it. Just $1. That's it. You can drop off a donation. How about this? You could drop off a donation here at the Park Ridge Living, Be Local, Northwest Chicagoland offices here in Uptown Park Ridge at 132 South Prospect. hey, you know what? And I won't stop you if you want to write a check, a big check. I'll give you, in fact, a mug, a Park Ridge Living mug. How about that?
Yeah.
Whatever you are, be a good one. Okay. We'll give you one of those mugs. How about that for free? And maybe a luminary on Wednesday nights when we honor our healthcare workers. You can write a check and you can make it out to the American Legion, Post 247. But in the memo, write poppies so they know it's a donation for those events that are happening every month at the Hines Veterans Hospital. Just a quick update before we take our guest who's being so graciously standing by. You saw a shot there of Anna Garber and Dr. Peter Warchalak, who is the chief veterinarian over at Touhy Animal Hospital. Thank you guys so much for being so patient. I'll be right with you. And we a couple more announcements though. So there's not going to be an official Memorial Day ceremony, but the veterans with the American Legion 247 are going to have a private ceremony. On Saturday, some of the Boy Scouts in Park Ridge, in fact, Troop 50 through the Presbyterian Church and Troop 76 are going to be meeting at the main township cemetery and putting flags all around the cemetery there. I believe there's like 60 acres there over there, or 16 acres, I take that back, 16 acres over there. So they're gonna be parking on Rose Street and putting the flags up all around there. So we are still honoring folks. And so that's Saturday, you're gonna see all the flags up as usual. And then on Monday, there'll be a ceremony at Hodges Park, a private one. Now, I wanna remind you, this is not an invitation to get to Hodges Park, but I just want to remind you that there will be a small ceremony to honor our veterans, which I feel is so important. And so does the American Legion, and so does the city of Park Ridge. So we're supporting that effort. There'll be a small ceremony. I'm going to try to get over there and take pictures and video, and I will bring that to you maybe live on Facebook so you can do that. That would be at 10 o'clock in Hodges Park at the American Legion Memorial there. That's 10 o'clock at Hodges Park. At 9 o'clock, they're going to be at the Civil War Monument. Did you know there's a Civil War Monument at the main township cemetery? And actually, right across the street from there is the Touhy Animal Hospital. They're not far from there. So they'll have a little memorial moment at 9 o'clock there. But this is not an invitation to go. I just wanted to let you know that they're going to be doing this short memorial ceremony. They'll have 3 rifle volleys going on and taps as well. So, I just want you all to be aware of this small group of veterans here in Park Ridge that are going to be recognizing the holiday. And here's something that we can all do. I mentioned earlier to make a donation to the American Legion Post 247 and write poppies in the memo so they can continue to support and celebrate our veterans every month at the Hines Veteran Hospital. And I would ask you if you could all join us. The American Legion is honored that we are going to be putting this out there. I talked to John Prochenska, that's it, earlier. He's the officer of the American Legion. Actually, he's been the officer there since 1972. How about that for serving our community, our country in that regard. So hats off to John there. So I would ask you all at noon on Memorial Day to join me, Park Ridge Living, at noon for a moment of silence can we do 30 seconds, a minute? How about a minute? Let's do a minute, a moment of silence to remember and honor our veterans and those that have died before us and made the ultimate sacrifice. And to also let our veterans that are still living and working hard to continue to give us those rights and freedoms. Let's honor them as well. So a minute at noon, you'll hear the church bells ringing all over Park Ridge. That will remind you to pause and just have a moment of quiet. They deserve that. It's unfortunate that we can't have the parade this year and stand up and applaud and cheer for our veterans that are in that parade every year. It's so so sad, but we won't forget. So let's try to do that. I will be bringing you clips of the Boy Scouts putting the flags in, and it'll be on Facebook Live. We'll be sharing them all over our social media, and then on Monday as well. So again, those checks can be made out to the American Legion Post 247. You can drop them off here. Any cash donations you want here at the Park Ridge Living offices till the end of day today, then our offices will be closed. So I really do encourage you to do a check if you can. And the address is P.O. Box 369, Park Ridge 60068, American Legion Post 247. Okay, I think I've got everything there. John Perchanska. I'm so sorry, John. I have such a tricky time with these, with last names, and I want to make sure I've got all the notes, because we talked a lot about all the things, and there's so much more to come. They also donate to Fisher House. Not many of you are maybe aware of Fisher House. This is where the family, it's kind of like a Ronald McDonald House. This is where the families of veterans stay to, while the veterans are having surgery. So this is a place for them to stay. So Fisher House, really important. And you might be wondering where they meet monthly. John has told me that they meet at Tiffany's Restaurant. I believe that's on Touhy and River Road, I believe. Anna's nodding her head, yes. So they meet there every month. The original post is now where I think the funeral home is over there now. So it's no longer there. So let's give them some support, show them some support, and give them that moment of silence at noon. Please encourage your family and friends to take that time. And if you can, write a check so that these veterans can be honored. All right. Shout out to our healthcare workers and our first responders. And I think that's about it. Here, I want to show you something. I was out walking in Park Ridge yesterday, and I was smelling the most beautiful scent. And I just want to share this with you guys because, you know, there's a lot of things that we all are bummed about, sheltering in place, but it has been the most beautiful spring, you got to admit. And here, these are Lily of the Valley. They smell so beautiful. Oh, it says Chaos Coordinator. That's I wanted to really show you the dolly part. This is, yeah, I am the Chaos Coordinator in my house. And anyway, if you get a chance, get out there. It's beautiful. It does a lot for your mind, body, and soul. And smell the flowers. And definitely get down on your knees. Thank God for this great country, for our veterans, and for lilies of the valley that make our town smell so good. These were picked up in the old Park Ridge, old section of Park Ridge. Telling you. All right, without further ado, what's the good word? Let's check in. Who's on Facebook with us? Hello, Bob. Stephanie, thank you to all of our veterans for your service to our country. Thank you, Stephanie. To Yana, who is actually the owner of F45 in Park Ridge. Yana's here. Hello. Yana is giving away a free workout for 1 full week to our winner tomorrow. We're going to pull a name tomorrow. So that includes, that gift includes, yes, Bob, it smells good. It includes a F45 week-long membership. And Eddie, thank you for tuning in. Anne-Marie Kavanaugh, how are you, old pal? See, Gina's there, Bob, Mackenzie, and Tammy Kid Brown, Randy White, Michael, thank you so much for tuning in to The Good Show. All right, now, this show was started because here at Park Ridge Living, I felt the need to reach out to people at this time during COVID and find out how our business partners were doing, how our local businesses are doing, how residents are doing, community leaders. And we've had quite a few great conversations, I must say, some fun conversations, and we're going to continue this. So today I'm really excited to bring to you Anna Garber, who is the head of the practice at Touhy Animal Hospital. Is that your title, Anna? Am I getting that right?
Hospital manager, yes.
That's right. Okay, the manager, yes. Everything goes through Anna. High standards. I know Anna pretty well. I've been working with her for a couple of years now. And then her father is the chief veterinarian over there, Dr. Peter. Dr. Peter, tell me, how did I do with your last name?
Whatcholik, that's fine.
Oh gosh. Or Cholik? Or
Yeah.
Cholik?
Yeah.
Oh, I love, like, Polish last name sounds so cool. So, and I wish I could master saying that. Or Cholik, got it. Well, it's so great to have you both on the show. I'm wearing you both look great, by the way. This is called COVID hair. And with COVID hair, we wear a hat. But I thought how appropriate I wear my American flag hat because it's Veterans Day weekend, right? Really welcome you to you both. It's great to see you. What's the good word over at the Touhy Animal Hospital?
We're very busy.
Yeah, we're busy.
We are, as everyone knows, an essential business, so we've been running our operations daily. We've changed a little bit of our protocols, of course, with that in mind. So we are curbside service only, which means that when you arrive at our hospital, you give us a call and we'll update you and kind of let you know what the plan is from there. We've also recommended our online store that you can access through our website for home delivery on all your prescriptions and food as well. So those are a couple of things that we are offering at this time.
So Touhy Animal Hospital has been around for quite a while. Tell us how long you've been here and how you got the practice started and what services you offer folks with, not just dogs. You accept everybody. You don't discriminate, right?
So this is about 15 years when we're here. We have this practice from after Dr. Weber. Then what we see here is obviously small animal practice. It means dogs, cats, or sometimes rabbits, so the ferrets, hamsters, then we see everybody. But mostly there is dogs practice and cats. This is what we mainly see here,
Yeah. Well, I want to just do a shout out to Katie. Katie's says, "Hi, Dr. Peter. We love Touhy Animal Hospital." You got some fans on.
Love you, Katie. Thanks for coming.
We want to remind you to send us your questions. They're here to answer any of your questions. We're going to dive into taking care of our pets during the summer months now that the warmer days are here, especially this weekend. Now it's a chance to figure out what little Fido needs, right? And now's your chance to ask a question. So if you do have a question, send it to me on this Facebook live chat here. We'd love to have that to ask Dr. Peter and Anna more about ways we can take care of your pet. When you mentioned a hamster, when do people bring in hamsters and for what?
Mostly kids, because they're the friends. They're probably the first animal the parents allow them to have. So we see them not very often, but they bring the little friends and well, they have a lot of diseases and also then they don't live too long, about 2 years. So kind of we have some problems with them, like we try to solve. Yeah, so
no broken legs though for hamsters.
No broken legs, but sometimes tumor, sometimes digestion.
Oh, yeah. So Dr. Peter, you've been a veterinarian for how many years? And tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started in this practice.
Well, it's over 40 years already. I think 79, right? So I went through a lot of different fields of veterinary medicine, including the large animals, the lab, some other specialty field. And finally, I ended with small animals, and if what I'm doing now. So it was what I said. I was a large animals when it's years ago when I was younger. So it was kind of romantic adventure to working with the horses and like and large practice. But later I went to the small animals and. I'm still here for that,
You like them the best. What do you enjoy most about what you do?
The most. There is a lot of things I enjoy here. That's medicine is basically the most important things, and I'm still very much interested in medicine. It's drive me. This is my drive to my work. but also in medicine, it's another field what we're not talking too much, but we have a lot of young people coming here for students from the high school, coming here to see what doesn't mean the veterinary medicine. And they stay with us to watch what we're doing. Sometimes they get hired here and they go on the veterinary medicine field. So we have probably like about 3 or 4 doctors already from 2 from Park Ridge here, so it is very much like, for me, it's a lot of satisfaction. Then we could mentor somebody to this field, show him what is the best, passion for these animals, give him good advice how to get to college, what they need. So this is for me, it's a lot of I'm very proud of that. And I still can have some people, not only animals is 90% of my joy, but helping people, young people, to give some direction in their life. It's really I'm very proud of that.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's really nice to have you in our community, Dr. Peter. I know you mentor a lot of people, and you're making a difference in that way. I mean, you're a very busy practice, and to take time out to mentor young people in Park Ridge is really fantastic. How about you, Anna? What do you love about the practice?
Sort of stole my thunder there. But no, for me, it's also similar to Dr. Orcholik here, where just seeing, again, students come from high school from Maine South, and we've, like doctors mentioned, we've had them finish vet school. They are now practicing veterinarians. To see that growth, and it's just really, truly amazing to see. So in case anybody's interested to do these internships, you have to go through if it's for high school students, it's through your high school career counselor or counselor, however they have designated there. But that's how you get that process started. And then they contact us, and then we work together very closely in getting that set up for them. So we have high school internships students, and as well as like veterinary technician schools or veterinary technician assistant programs that students need to do the externships. So we are one of the sites that work closely along with them. So we're happy to help and mentor. And again, it's really hard for students, especially nowadays, to figure out what it is that they want to do with their lives. It's hard to ask an 18-year-old, say, hey, what degree do you want to focus in, when they've never set foot into a practice. Or again, you can only learn so much from books, and you really do need to experience that for yourself to see if that's a field that you even want to go into, right? So
yeah. So they're sending us a letter. Thank you for letting me know about the practice and animals. And now I know it's not for me. Thank you very much for saving my parents' money and
well, Dr. Peter, that's a tribute to you, because you make it look so easy because you enjoy it so much. 40 years in the practice here in Park Ridge, it's phenomenal. What of all the animals you see, what's the most common animal that comes in your door? Is it the dogs, birds? What is it that comes through? Chickens, by the way? I'm curious.
I used to see the birds as well, but now there is a lot of specialization fields. The other doctor to go for specialty, and there is like birds and exotics. So mostly I see the dogs, and we see the dogs and cats now.
Okay. How have you pivoted or adjusted your business due to COVID? I know you mentioned a little bit earlier at the top of the show. If you're just joining us now, please send us your questions on Facebook Live, but we are talking to Dr. Peter and Anna Garber over at Touhy Animal Hospital here in Park Ridge, just off of Touhy, really close to the Maine Township Cemetery, where the Boy Scouts and the veterans from Legion Post 247 will be putting flags all over those 16 acres at our cemetery there. So let's talk about that. Now I forgot my question. What was the question I just asked you?
It was COVID and how we're handling.
That's right. How have you handled it? Yes.
Sure. Yeah. So again, we're handling as far as protocols are concerned. We're doing curbside service only. Again, where the client would pull into our parking lot, give us a call when they have arrived, and at that point we guide them whether we're ready for them or not. And then the exam is done over the phone, where everything's explained, and then payments are of course taken over the phone. So we're really limited. so it's staff only in the building as far as that's concerned. And again, as I mentioned, a lot of clients have been using our online store a lot more to have that convenience and again, be able to order their prescriptions or pet food delivered to their home, to their door. So.
When we start this restriction, I was very concerned because I said people will be so frustrated and so not happy with all these changes. But my biggest surprise was like people accept the different, more difficult condition of life, of service, and people are very much open for that, accepting. So I said, wow, I cannot believe it. Like, we see when I talk over the phone with the clients on the park, they are on the parking lot. I talk to them, never happened before. This is my first experience in my life, like talking to people, they are just behind the door. So, I was so surprised. They are so cheerful. They accept that. They are smiling. They are positive, so much energy, and it was my biggest surprise, I said people will be angry, not happy, don't accepting this condition. I said people will just leaving. We probably will, that business will be go down to this from the stairs. But it's not. It's very much for me. It's this is very interesting experience how people accept that living in more difficult condition. That's very, very much interesting, and I'm very happy to have this experience because I see that as as community people, like human being, we can adjust to a lot of things, and accept it. Obviously, we would prefer not to do that, but if we have to, we have to,
Let's dive into some pet tips for summer. We don't have too much time, but we're going to throw out some questions here that people have sent me earlier. Ed, thank you for the comments. Great interview. I'm glad you're enjoying the interview. Steve says, great hat. Okay, I'm rocking the hat, the COVID hat here. Anna's rocking her mask. They are practicing. Yeah, I told her she could take off the mask for this interview.
You have all the protocols in place. Everybody's wearing PPE. So we are, even though we're limited staff, we're still, everybody's following all the protocols. So to keep everyone safe. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And Dr. Peters, so here's our first question. This person is asking, my dog won't stop talking about summer adventures. Should I get her microchipped? A dog that's thinking, I'm going to take off as soon as everybody opens back up May 29th.
We recommend for microchip. Obviously, depend of the size of the dog. If I see the husky, I said he should have 2 microchips because what them husky think is run away, run away. We have a husky. He ran away from the client, and they find him in Shamburg like in 40 minutes. I don't know how he make it, but he did it. So this microchip is it's
For
important.
sure. Okay, let's talk about the heat. I want to get as many questions as I can. It's hot. Remember, we don't want to keep our dogs or pets in the car. Is it ever safe to leave a dog or a pet in the car?
Well, I think if you have an you shouldn't, but if you have an air condition running, go over lower than 70, 60, something, then probably that's okay. But I don't know how is the regulation now, because I hear that they probably will not be happy. There is some services going on the parking lot to checking on the dogs in the car. But talking about the heat, I would like to talk about the heat stroke of the dog, if you let me for 1 second. Regarding of the weather is now very tricky. Now it's cold, now it's hot, so many dogs we will be running outside, and I see many people run with the dogs. So we have to remember the dog is like a car without the cooler. He cannot cool his body only by the cushion here and by the tongue. So running the dog on the asphalt, what we don't feel the heat from the asphalt because we have shoes. Now the dog absorbs all the heat from the cushion. In order to run, he has to cool the cushion and his heart working faster, faster,
Yeah,
faster.
good point. Mhm.
Like he got this heat in his body, and we can finish by the heat stroke. Especially the dogs like, you know, the bulldog boxer with this small nose, the short nose. That there could be difficult. That some there is a lot of emergency with.
Yeah, that's a really good point to bring up. Now, let me ask you this one. When you're out running with your dog or walking the dog on a hot day, the fine shop owners in Uptown Park Ridge, downtown Park Ridge, they're so caring and friendly and considerate by leaving out little bowls of water for the pets. Are those safe for community drinking? Is those safe? Is it okay if your dog drinks from a bowl that's already been, you know,
Yeah, you know what? Obviously, by our standards, well, maybe about what about hygiene, about they drinking water, like 10 dogs drinking the water, but I wouldn't be so much concerned about it. They sniff anything from the floor, from the soil, they lick it. You don't know even what kind of dirt they can get it, you know? So just get some water, and people changing this water, you know? So it's better for this dog to have some sip of water than be overheated. That put that way, you know?
sure.
So
Okay, how about with summertime? That means grilling. Can I give my dog the bones?
um,
Assuming the meat, the steak.
when a grill, it's the dogs are very sensitive. They have very sensitive pancreas and for the grill fat, you know. So don't let them lick anything what is grilled like on the grill. You know, the burn fat is very much not healthy for the dog's digestive system. Also, the bone. I wouldn't recommend any bone to the dog because especially the dogs now, the way they cut the bones like a steak, there's very sharp end of that. And dogs sometimes they swallow that. The sharp end of the bone can perform the stomach or can perform the intestine.
Okay, one final question. Should should I shave my cat's fur for summer? It
Uh,
could also apply to dogs too. Should you shave your
I would well, some breeds
look at
like
those big huskies, those big German shepherds and
many people shave the dogs for summer. My dog is also shaved because I see he's feeling much better with his skin, you know, and the shorter hair coat is better for him to walk with that. So yes, I would say that that's also this depend how the breeds the breed of the dog, because some dogs you cannot do that, you know. There is special pattern to shave the dog with certain breeds, you know, so it's hard to say is every dog should be shaved or not. But most of the dog which the hair growing like uh, poodle or, you know, poodle doodle or some similar breeds, the people shave it and the dog really enjoy that, you know, for summer.
okay, but it's not necessary to keep them cool to shave your cat or dog. Is that right?
No, you have to only check the pattern. Some breeds are already hairless, you know, like some cats, you know. So this is how the beauty of the cat, and this is the nature of them, you know. So, you know, some cats are so mad, they get some mats on the hair. Then obviously we have to shave them because it's healthy. Under the mats, you know, the infection can start. So that's question of keep him healthy.
Okay. Now tell us, what can folks do right now to get their pets ready for summer? Should they come and get, I think I remember my dog getting the drops for the ticks. I mean,
Right.
how can we get our pets summer ready?
I'm ready. Should be a prevention for the heartworm because there is mosquito season coming. So heartworm prevention against the fleas and ticks. There could be tablets or some a product which we can put on the skin. So this is the second thing, you know. So the most important thing, obviously vaccination, because there is more traffic now. The dogs are outside, you know. Then you going there, you meet different other friends. You don't know they vaccinated or not. At least you have to be sure your dogs is vaccinated, you know. they're going outside, they're sniffing. You know, sometimes the viruses stay in the dog's poop about 6 months, for 6 months. So it's important to have a dog vaccinated before the season. You know.
All right, really good tips and great advice. Thank you, Dr. Peter. And Anna, by the way, someone had said, does Anna really work there, or is she a supermodel hired by Dr. Peter for the interview?
Actually, it was I believe my 13-year work anniversary the other day. So yeah, I'm here and I'm here. So yes, I just wanted to quickly remind everyone, as Memorial Weekend is obviously coming right up, we are going to be closed on Monday for Memorial Day, but we do have a list of all emergency veterinary clinics by area on our website. So that is a great, just absolutely a great
resource, yeah,
for everyone to go. And then Saturday we will be open, but Monday is the only day that we're closed.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, Dr. Peter, for your time. Wonderful practice over there. Touhy Animal Hospital, a great tradition here in Park Ridge, taking care of all our four-legged loved ones, and some two. Birds are two, some of them, right? So thank you so much for everything. This was some really good tips and advice to get our pets all summer ready here. All right, now, if you've enjoyed this interview, please do share it. If you're listening to us here on Facebook Live, please share it on your page. We want to support local businesses like Touhy Animal Hospital here that has done a fine job through the years. But, you know, like everybody, we all are in this together. We've all kind of struggled through this COVID experience, if you will. I don't know what else to call it. I'm trying to stay positive, like Dr. Peter said. It's a good thing. It's refreshing to see how positive people have stayed for the most part through this. So let's continue that positivity and support our small businesses. Please do like this interview, share it. That's real important. Share it on your pages, because you never know a friend or a family that will watch this, and you'll make a difference for their pet, their four-legged family friend or family member. And by doing so, also, Anna, you both are on Facebook and Instagram, right?
We are on Facebook and Instagram, yes. Please check us out, like us, follow us. So yeah, we have some great articles there. So lots of information.
Absolutely, fantastic. So a wealth of knowledge there. You've got 40 plus years of experience with Dr. Peter there, and Anna's been there for 13 years. That Anna and Peter, that's the father-daughter team over there. So that's wonderful, passionate family over at Touhy Animal Hospital. All right, so like Anna said, they do have a Facebook and an Instagram page. Just looking back and forth at the comments here. Thank you, Bob. Great advice. Bob said, Dr. Peter, Stephanie, great advice. These are people that are listening in live. Please do like Touhy Animal Hospital on Facebook and on Instagram. While you're at it, if you haven't liked, I should say, Park Ridge Living by now, please do like it and be local Northwest Chicagoland. Again, best to you, Anna and Dr. Peter. Thanks again. Happy Memorial Day weekend. We're back here tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Happy Memorial weekend.
Thank you. We're back here tomorrow with another edition of What's the Good Word? All right, be well, everybody, and take care. God bless. Bye-bye.